Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and if you've ever dreamed of bulletproof protection for your iPhone, you might want to check out the MagCase Pro by Pitaka. So this case for iPhone XR and iPhone XS Max is made of aramid fiber, which is basically a generic form of Kevlar, which is used in bulletproof vests to create a case which is 3x military grade, as well as being very slim and lightweight. Will it really stop a bullet? Probably not. However, it does make a really cool looking case, which is both wireless charging and magnetic mounting compatible. Let's take a closer look. Looking at the construction of this case, it's quite lightweight, has a relatively rigid feel to it, although the sides do have a bit more give. In the interior here we have TPU, and then we have a layer of foam that is sandwiched in between the TPU and the aramid on the back. This aramid fiber has a soft touch finish to it, feels very nice, and you can see this kind of subtle woven texture as well, although you can't actually feel it, you can just see it. All of this really looks quite nice. Getting your phone in is quite easy. It's a little harder to take your phone out, but getting it in, no problem. Looking at the fit of this case on my XS Max, we have a nice tight fit on the sides, the top, the bottom. Everything feels very nice and secure. There's a tiny bit of give over your buttons here and a little bit of give over the lightning port, but really almost nothing. This is overall really quite a nice tight fit on the phone. However, this fit does have its peculiarities, and that is that on the sides and the bottom, there's basically no lip. All of the lip is essentially in the corners, and then there's a little bit more lip here at the top of the case. This obviously is going to give it lay on the table design, and it's going to give it protection in a fall, but when you are swiping from side to side, you basically are not impeded whatsoever with a lip. So I think that that's really quite nice. So you can swipe up, no problem. You can swipe to the sides, and you're not going to be encountering anything. And if you swipe from the top, you do have a little bit of a protrusion there, so you do have a bit more of a lip here at the top, and obviously the corners have it. But it's just a really unusual design for a case, and I think that people who do a lot of swiping from side to side, like gamers, are probably really going to enjoy this. So I think that it definitely has its pros, but it may catch you off guard because it is not your typical fit. So looking down here at our port openings, these are asymmetrical to match the asymmetrical design of your iPhone XS Max, so that is nice. As far as our lightning port opening, this is going to fit some third-party lightning cables, but it's probably not going to fit all of them. It was a little tight on mine, so I can certainly imagine that there's some that are not going to fit. However, this case does support wireless charging, so you may use that functionality less than you otherwise would. So going around to the sides here, we do have a spot here for a lanyard if you happen to have one. One does not come with the package, but if you are a lanyard user, that is a nice feature. And of course, we do have these elongated extra large corners down here. Going up to the sides, we don't have any little grip lines on here. Some descriptions of this case from previous versions talk about grips on here. There aren't any, but overall I think that the TPU on here does give this a nice amount of grip. This does not feel like a slippery case in the hand. Buttons are quite nice and responsive, no issues there, and it's very easy to get to your mute switch. Going up here to the top, again, we do have a bit more lip here at the top, and we do have those extra large corners. And then going over here to our side button, again, very responsive, just like your volume buttons. Looking at the back of the case, I think that the aramid fiber looks really nice on here. You can see the pattern that the woven fibers make. You can't actually feel that texture. When you touch it, all you feel is a soft touch finish, but I think everything really looks lovely on here. Really nice to touch. This material here should be good against scratches. As far as fingerprints, ordinary fingerprints should be fine, but greasy ones will show up, so be careful about that. You do have an extra layer of protection here with this ridge of TPU that runs around the edge. That's going to keep the back of the case slightly elevated when you put this on its back, so that will help against dirt and smears and things like that. Also, of course, gives you a little bit of additional drop protection. This is really quite a well-designed case as far as that is concerned. We have a ring around here which gives you extra protection for your camera area, so everything's well protected there, and this case does support wireless charging. Interestingly, it also has embedded metal plates in here which have been carefully placed so that they don't interfere with wireless charging. I certainly had no problem with wireless charging when I tested this, and these metal plates work with Pitaka's system of magnetic mounts. These are car mounts. They've got one which will work with Qi charging as well as being a magnetic mount all at the same time. That seems kind of cool. I didn't actually get a chance to see that. They sent me their regular magnetic mount, the one that's not with Qi charging, but I don't have a car here in Shanghai, so I wasn't able to actually test this out. But I can tell you that, well, it sticks and seems to be nicely made. Removing this case from your phone is a little harder than getting it on in the first place. It will come off. It's just a little bit on the tight side. Looking at the iPhone XR version of the MagCase Pro, we have basically the same case, just sized to fit a different phone. Essentially the same to get on. Once on, notice we have the same, basically almost no lip on the sides and the bottom. Got more lip on the top and even more in your corners for protection. Fit again is excellent. Going down here to our port openings, we have symmetrical port openings because, of course, the iPhone XR has a symmetrical design. A little bit small side here on your Lightning port opening again. Maybe not all third-party Lightning cables are going to fit. We got our spot here for our lanyard going up the sides here. This does have a reasonable amount of grip, but a lot of this comes from the fact that there's so many things to hold on to, so many little ridges and protrusions and all that from this design. The material itself is not all that grippy. This sort of matte finish TPU doesn't tend to be a terribly grippy type of material, but with all of the ridges, there's always something for your fingers to hold. It's a little bit on the rough side, and if you tend to balance your phone on your pinky finger, you might find that it feels a little bit rough over time. So be aware of that if you have more sensitive skin. But other than that, it does give you a nice amount of grip. And of course, we are looking at really quite a slim form factor here. Looking at the back of the case, we're looking at basically the same features that we just looked at on the iPhone XS Max. Gotta say, I like the way this looks with my Coral iPhone XR. Very attractive. Got the same soft touch finish here on the back. Attractive woven appearance of your aramid fibers. We have the same ridge that runs around here to giving you extra protection. Got plenty of protection for the protruding camera. And of course, this supports wireless charging. And you have the embedded metal plates that allow this to work with magnetic mounting. So really quite nice. This is also really quite a thin and lightweight case. As far as thickness, this compares quite favorably to things like your Speck Presidio Pro and your OtterBox Symmetry. It is smaller than those cases, so really nice there. So overall, I think if you are looking for a case that supports magnetic mounting and wireless charging and gives you significant impact protection, then you definitely should consider this case. You've got that 3x military drop test standard protection, slim form factor, and you can tell your friends it's made of bulletproof material, so that is really cool. So overall, I think that the MagCase Pro is definitely a case to consider for iPhone XS Max and iPhone XR. Again, we've been looking at the MagCase Pro by Pitaka for iPhone XS Max and iPhone XR. These cases are available directly from Pitaka as well as from Amazon, and the MSRP is $49.99. Many thanks to the kind folks at Pitaka for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions about these cases, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to address them. And if you are interested in subscribing to my channel, please do consider it, because I have lots more great case and accessory reviews yet to come. Again, this is Kristen with the Pitaka MagCase Pro for iPhone XR and iPhone XS Max. Enjoy your iPhone and have a wonderful day.